my name is Carly. I'm 17 years old and I'm an Aspie. What is an Aspie, you're probably thinking? Well, an Aspie is a nickname that the community has kind of given us. As what I mean by us is people with Asperger Syndrome. Asperger Syndrome is a flavor of autism, and like autism, it's on a spectrum. This means that there's a variety of ways it can manifest itself. This makes it kind of hard to diagnose, especially in girls. You see, most people with autism and Asperger's are boys. Girls have it a little differently. We have a kind of a different coping mechanism for being Aspies, which means we copy and paste things we observe in movies, literature, real life, social media, and try to make it fit what we're experiencing right now. It's also really hard to be a girl with Asperger's because we live in a very complex social world. If you've ever watched a chick flick, you have an idea. It's really that bad. So my purpose in doing this show is to help my fellow Aspies be themselves and not get picked on for it. We have a wonderful perspective and amazing gifts and talents, but we also have some major weaknesses. And most of those weaknesses have to do with social situations. And humans are social creatures. We cannot survive without each other. Unfortunately, being a hermit in the mountains is not an option. We are going to examine how an Aspie brain works. When I was little, I had to take this test. I had to do a really simple math problem, and then I had to explain how I got the answer. It was surprisingly hard because the answer had been so automatic, I didn't know how I'd gotten to that answer. What you do, what you say, how you walk, where you look when you're talking to a person, it's all very automatic stuff. So when you examine how and why you do those things, you can better change them if they need to be changed. One of the things that we Aspies love is rules. A normal person or a neurotypical person thinks as rules as limitations. You can't do this. An Aspie thinks of them differently. We think of them as things we should do. Like brush your teeth. You brush your teeth in the morning and at night. But because we love rules so much, we get obsessed with them. For example, we might have a rule that we brush our teeth at 6 a.m. in the morning and at 8 p.m. at night. And if we're even a minute off, we don't do it at all. That's a bit excessive, right? It doesn't work very well. So one of the things we're going to cover later in this series is how to make healthy rules and to learn to be flexible about them. A problem that Aspies have a lot is mind blindness. When a person tells a lie, they have to think about what the other person knows. Now, Aspies are very bad liars, and in my opinion, that's a great thing. But to understand this principle helps with something that's very good called empathy. Because we can't tell what another person is feeling, but think we know what they are feeling, we often hurt other people's feelings, say the wrong thing, and do something totally awkward. Or we can appear as cold, unfeeling people who are really, really mean because we just don't get what's going on. The opposite is true. We have so much emotion. They're really big emotions. We're full of sympathy. But empathy is really difficult for us. We have to focus really hard on turning it on. And because of that, we often get misinterpreted. Many people do impulsive things. It's just a part of growing up and being a teenager, I think. But Aspies are different. We're impulsive talkers. We don't do stupid things, we say stupid things. And the notice is we don't have any filters. See, a normal person has these filters in their mind. Filters that say, you don't say this word in front of children, you don't talk about this at all, and doing this will be super awkward. We don't have those filters. We say what we think. And when the rest of the world goes, then we realize that we did something wrong, but we have no idea what. We're gonna cover that later. So if you've ever said something you really wish you hadn't, it's okay. I've been there too. To learn all these complicated rules to life, we're going to use a book called The Asperkid's Secret Book of Social Rules by Jennifer Cook O'Toole. And this book has really, really helped me, because it wasn't too long ago that I didn't know I had Asperger Syndrome, and I was very uncool. It was really hard. I was being bullied, and I didn't know why. Then I heard about this great thing, or great idea, called social ease. Pretend for a moment that you have landed on an alien planet. These people speak a different language, they have different laws, and they have different social customs. And they expect you to know all of this perfectly and to obey every single rule. You can't, because you don't know what the rules are. That is the world you are living in today. Most people are born knowing the social rules of the place they live in. They know that it's not polite to burp in public, or that you're supposed to say please and thank you. Or, an unspoken rule, look someone in the eye when you talk to them. We don't know these things off the top of our heads. It takes focus and learning and a lot of practice to get it down. We are essentially learning a new language that doesn't have any written rules. It's really hard. So if it's so hard, why should we do it? I can just be me, right? Yes, you can. And you is a very special person. But the ways you show yourself have consequences. Miss O'Toole has a great quote to explain why you should learn to speak social ease. When we act in ways that are unexpected, other people feel uncomfortable about us. That can look like frustration, uncertainty, embarrassment, or confusion. And when they feel uncomfortable, they are going to behave in ways that will try to get the person who created that feeling to either go away or change. Many Aspies are bullied. They don't have any real friends. And that's not because they're bad people. It's because some of the things they do automatically, the way they walk, the way they talk, just them almost, puts people in an uncomfortable place. Because I've been bullied myself, I understand how hard it is to be an Aspie. But looking back, I can see that there were certain behaviors I was exhibiting that made my bullies uncomfortable. Now, they have no excuse for being mean to me. But there were certain things that I did that invited that behavior, that bullying behavior, because they wanted me to stop doing it. And what's really frustrating is they don't even know what they want me to stop. So I didn't know what they wanted me to stop either. This book really helped me to overcome that and to learn how to be a better person who doesn't get picked on quite as much. As we go through this series, you're going to learn how you can change those different behaviors. I hope that I can help you undo a lot of the heartache in your life and to prevent future heartache. I know that this will be a difficult journey, and you're never going to be perfect. You will always be a little different. But it'll be a different that people can look past and see the wonderful person you are inside. Because as an Aspie, you have amazing talents. And it is my hope that I can help you unlock them. Thank you.
If you're happy and you know it, hug an Aspie.
But only if they say it's okay. For more helpful videos, like and subscribe.